Good afternoon, everyone. Here is another battle video from the International Challenge February. So, this battle was interesting because my opponent only had 4 in his team altogether, where I had 6. So, for my team, I'm still using the Golisopod Oricorio lead, which in the previous video I mentioned that Oricorio had an adrenaline orb. You're going to actually get to see that in action for like a split second, because I later found out that the opponent's Garchomp was scarfed. And you have 2 Garchomps here. One that's rough skin and one that's not. Mine's not the rough skin one, unfortunately. I've since then got myself one, so in future videos that it will show up, and then I still have the bulky Metagross running amok on the opponent's team. Only you don't get to see that this time around. Now, you know that sometimes when you're battling on BattleSpot and you're trying to choose, like, your favorite music, and then it selects an opponent faster than you can scroll through to get to your favorite tune? That actually happened in this fight, too, so nonetheless, enjoy an epic battle. So there's the piece of paper I was using to cut the glare, only it's not really working as well as I'd hoped. Anyway... Uh-oh. Well, let's see. Yeah, that is so glary right now. But anyway, my opponent's going to lead off Garchomp and Alolan Ninetales, while I'm going to lead off with Golisopod and Oricorio. I was expecting a Rock Slide right off the bat, but this was before, of course, I knew that the opponent's Garchomp was scarfed. I knew naturally it would be faster than both Oricorio and Golisopod together, so that's why I opted for Wide Guard on the first turn, while Oricorio tried to take out the Ninetales with Revelation Dance, and unfortunately that didn't quite work out, so I kind of screwed up this next turn, because what I should have done was used Aqua Jet on the Ninetales, but I was thinking we were going to get another Rock Slide, like as if they were desperate to get rid of both Golisopod and Oricorio in one shot, so that's why I had elected to use Wide Guard this second time, and as you see, Adrenaline Orb increases the speed. So, yeah, now Oricorio is running a little bit faster than it would have originally, and that Alolan Ninetales is going to use Freeze Dry, probably trying to freeze the Golisopod, but it didn't quite work, so Emergency Exit's going to activate and allow me to send in my own Garchomp, so it gets sent in, and Oricorio fires off another Revelation Dance, knocking out the Ninetales second turn. So, yeah, I think in the first video where it got the critical hit, the crit mattered. Then again, we were also dealing with Aurora Veil that turn. That battle, and I wasn't dealing with it in this battle, so I guess what happened was I must have rolled min damage on that first shot. So the opponent's Garchomp comes out, and I'm like, great, I'm gonna flinch it. That's when I found out that it was scarfed right there. So Oricorio is going to get buried under a pile of rocks, so bye-bye Oricorio. And Garchomp's going to now trap it into Rock Slide, because when I elected to use Garchomp's Z-move then to get rid of the defensive Arcanine, this was when I realized it was scarfed after it outran the Oricorio with the Adrenaline Orb. So I'm like, oh hey, guess what? You're now trapped into Rock Slide. So I was like, that's awesome. So Arcanine's going to go down to the Tectonic Rage from Garchomp, and it's now a battle of the Garchomps, apparently. Well, Garchomp's and Golisopod, because it's coming back out. Because I realized, now that it's locked into Rock Slide, it wasn't going to be able to use anything but Rock Slide, so this was kind of jerkish on me, but that's where I decided we're gonna just start using Wide Guard. Wide Guard's going to protect both Garchomp and Golisopod in case it was trying to go for some sort of flinch. I'm not sure what the Lycanroc was going to do, but Garchomp outspeeds it and manages to Earthquake it, so I'm not sure if Garchomp is naturally faster than Lycanroc midday form, or if the opponent just got unlucky with the speed tie and I just happened to have won it. We'll never know, unfortunately. So, at this point, it's like Garchomp versus Golisopod versus an opponent's injured Garchomp, so Golisopod's going to go for Wide Guard, protecting the team from Rock Slide. And then Garchomp's going to finish off the battle with Dragon Claw and hurt its mitts on the opponent's Garchomp's rough skin, unfortunately. So there was that, but overall it was a pretty interesting fight, if I do say so myself. So there are actually two others I have on this team. I have a Vikavolt and I've got a Decidueye, and it depends on the situation when I will use either one of them. And in the next battle, well, it turns out I actually need the Vikavolt, and you'll see why. So, I'll see you back in a moment. Take care, everyone.